So I saw this film a few days ago, and I thought you and Vigo and Steve Zahn and everyone was fantastic. Seriously, and the story was so heartwarming. It made me cry and laugh during the movies, you know. And I thought you and Steve were just terrific playing husband and wife together. And I was thinking, two comedic actors play two serious roles. How was he to work with? Was he funny off camera?
It was like, first of all, I can't believe that it's taken us this long to finally do something together. I have been such a fan of his for so long. And just our names alone together, Hahn and Zahn, makes me so
Hahn and
happy.
Zahn, yeah.
And
the duo.
and we got along, like, I mean, we just immediately started laughing. Like, I have such a soft spot. He's such a good person and so talented, and yeah, I can't say enough things about either of those gentlemen. Vigo too.
Yeah.
They're really, really good people.
So now this film takes on a pretty interesting subject, is homeschooling. And do you find homeschooling, could you take that as a positive thing or negative thing?
Oh, I think there are so many amazing things about homeschooling, and there are definitely times that I and my husband would do it in a second. He was like, he would love to give it all up and just homeschool our kids. Yeah, he's like, there's nothing more important than them. I think my only caveat with it is that I get so nervous about their lack of interaction with other kids. Because you learn so much of school, especially early education, is about that separating and about being away from mommy and daddy and being with other kids and learning from them and learning how to be a social creature. So that would be that's my caveat, is if there's a way that they can kind of combine,
compromise on some level,
or just a couple of homeschool families in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
Something, but I just think that would be my caveat. Is I feel like I would be nervous that my kids would be around other kids enough.
Oh, why? They're just too active, or
they need to be around other kids. I'm saying that I would be afraid that they wouldn't be. I think it's important for them to be.
And especially kids, I think
they would drive each other crazy too.
But kids, they're very curious about the world. They're very curious about the surroundings. So you can't really, exclude them from the surrounding. Otherwise, at some point when they go out to the world, they just kind of an alien person doesn't know anything.
Although he really did. Ben in this movie has really raised some spectacular humans. They all seem to get along all the time too, which I don't understand. Those kids, how they would just get along. I just would feel like there'd be such fighting. If I tried to take my kids off the grid, it would be so loud in that wilderness. But he's such a beautiful, and that's why the title of the movie is so good.
Captain Fantastic.
He's such a gorgeous leader of the pack.
But your character Harper, she on some level she did help Ben, plays by Vigo, reintroduce him and his kids to the world, because you can't really exclude yourself away from the world.
Not, and it's certainly
so thanks to her.
And I certainly think even if you start with the best intentions, ultimately it's just an inevitability that you can't. I mean, we live in a society they're gonna meet other people. There's gonna be, you can't. So. Yeah, I
find a balance.
Yes, you find a balance. I mean, I know that it's funny because one could have such judgment towards him and his choices, but then when he comes into our home, I think that we both feel so crazy judged because we can't live. It's like he has these standards that are just impossible to live up to. It's so interesting. It's really, really interesting.
Well, thank you for talking to us.